Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. And once again, it's actually a warm welcome because, as my mum said today, it is looking a lot happier now. It's less gloomy than before. So, yeah, and everything's getting busy and everything. It's almost like lockdown has finally settled in and people have found it to become the new norm, in a way. Which is either a good thing or a horrible thing. Or both, actually. I think it's both. It's both. But yeah, as you can tell, there are plenty of cars that are about. What's that? 8 in total I can see in movement at the moment. So there's something. So yeah, I mean, things seem to be looking quite up. I mean, I don't know so much about the human spirit element of things. I was actually in Crawley today, and I would have done my Walking Wednesday over there, but I forgot my phone, so I'm doing it now instead. Yeah. So this time we just ended up going to my grandmother's house because we sometimes do like other supply runs and such. But no, that's apparently every other week. I don't go along for all of them. Even though I should, because actually it is fun to see everyone. Such a shame because my cousin's daughter's a fan of Harry Potter, and I have a Hogwarts t-shirt on my person. And yeah, I got into an interesting discussion with some people about Hogwarts houses. It's always interesting to think about who would be in what Hogwarts house actually, and the reasons why. And then people keep on talking about like hybrids and people who fit into more than one of them, which is basically everyone. Like no one's personality can be, nailed down to one exact location. Like I'm definitely Ravenclaw, but I could also be a Slytherin quite easily. Because I'm very they're very cunning and ambitious, and that's the core traits of a Slytherin. Besides the whole Muggle-born prejudice, which is just like a bad stereotype anyway. But, we don't talk about that. In any case, as for the actual week and how things have been going throughout the week, well, I made a new friend yesterday, so that was quite interesting. From not a Gacha server, actually. I'm so used to saying that now because that's all the servers I join. Thank you. That's all the servers I join. But in this instance, it's actually a YouTubers community server. That's what it's called. I just started looking up some people there, and I found some other Gacha tubers and such. So that's that audition I did yesterday, the Camp Summer one. It was after seeing this new friend of mine, her rendition of her interpretation of that, which is called Summer Camp. It's like Summer Camp inspired by Camp Summer. Sorry, I'm tying my shoelace. It's about to come undone. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna rest my phone on my foot. There we go. Just doing that. Yeah. My right shoe is always a bit weird. Like, it's not to do with the shoelaces themselves. The shoelaces are fine. But the problem is actually, hang on, the floor's wet over here. Alright, yeah. The problem actually is that we have, is that the actual shoe itself, like the bits that the lace is supposed to go around, actually aren't, sorry, construction work, actually aren't, as in like one of them is bent upwards. So actually I don't think it grips like it's supposed to. So if there's ever a shoelace that comes undone, it's always on the right foot. So yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes I'll just end up stopping when I go for family walks, because I do those, oddly enough. Okay. I've also broken the one family walk rule, which is always leave the downhill to the end of the journey. But you see, when we live on a hill, that's kind of difficult to do. So, oh well, I'll manage. I'm just gonna go around. I'm running out of, I want to make sure that I don't want to do the same route over and over again. So yeah, here we are on level ground. See if I can find some shade. I'm always complaining about the temperature. I'm never like quite happy with it. It's always got to be, it's always got to be either either too cold or too hot. I can't get it right in between. Okay, there we go. Gonna head this way. Slightly uphill, why not? So what was I saying about that? Oh yeah, Camp Summer and Summer Camp. Both of those series actually I feel like are quite underrated, even though they just started. Because one thing that I got from watching Dang That's a Long Name and his gacha reviews was the fact that he saw the gacha backgrounds as the way to go about them, and if you use like regular backgrounds from real life, say, or from a different art style, then it was a bit jarring. But if anything, it oddly enough brings the characters out even more, which I'm sort of thinking actually is one of the points of gacha in a way, because it's so character centric, because that's where all the game development goes, obviously. Because you can't put all this development into a story, because the story itself is done by the user. So, in that regard, it kind of feels like Minecraft in a way. No wonder those two are used for role plays all the time. Not role plays or shows or whichever one. Yeah, they say Minecraft role plays, but a lot of them are just voice acted shows at this point. Not necessarily role plays in the traditional style that we knew from back in the day, from the days of Tale of Kingdoms, Legend of Hoodie, and even the first season of My Street. Well, I say gone are those days. You do get some things like Mystic Hills. 1 second, I'm gonna run past because there's somebody who was waiting. So yeah. And then I'll let this gentleman pass, so I'm not just blocking up everyone. So yeah, as far as everything goes with getting busier, clearly that's the case. Yep. It's even the case in public footpaths, actually, around the woods. You see a bunch of people there. Well, that was a few weeks ago when I guess everyone was trying to stay away from each other, and they just all end up in the same location. Bit of interesting planning there. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, from the gacha backgrounds, I feel like I should try that at some point. I mean, I was already considering, what the possibility of requesting custom backgrounds, because I'm no artist, so that would potentially have to be with the help of somebody else. Or alternatively, just find stuff in real life. If it's not as jarring as one might expect and it goes with the style of the show in question, then it very well could work. I mean, who knows? I'm all about pushing the limits within media. It's always hard to tell with this kind of thing. Oh yes, petrol station's still open. Fantastic. Sorry, got distracted there thinking about, about shops and what's open and what's not. But yeah, not that that's an really pressing matter right now. Well, I mean, it is for the rest of the world, but I mean for the purposes of this video. So what else did I do this week? Well, basically more writing and stuff, although actually there was one recording that we did. Well, there's several recordings, but one recording in particular that's actually a casting call for a brand new show. So who knows, I might might see how that's going and talk about backgrounds with people and see if that's a new idea, or if it's not to be used or approached with a 10-foot pole. I always do consult about visual stuff with in terms of gacha. Usually I'm asking Nasib and Natasha because they're the ones who got me into gacha in the first place. Although more so nowadays it's mostly Mimi, you know, because she's got the good visuals nowadays. Like, I don't know when exactly it happened. I think when she changed editing software or something. It's always hard to put my finger on in that regard. I feel like I'm talking more and more about gacha nowadays. Like, I know I did the whole episode 9 thing where I discussed the whole of gacha like in detail and the basically what I consider to be like the silent film era, which is now passing. We're on to the voice acted era of the talkies. So potentially, yeah, but yeah, other than that, I don't know, I just feel like more and more I'm gravitating towards gacha. I always knew it was going to happen, you know, ever since I started doing gacha videos. I thought, you know what, this is going to be a regular thing. Because in Mario 63, I did promise my non-existent viewers and subscribers at the time. Well, that video did get 100 views, so I don't know, someone was watching. But I did promise the non-existent fan base at the time that I would end up doing videos on Minecraft, Spore, and Mario 63, and that was going to be my pledge for the entire of the channel, which I'm glad I didn't stick to, because then obviously we started doing songs. That was like the first like mini spike that I had, and then I started doing theories and reviews, almost like everything not to do with gaming. I should take a hint there and stop doing gaming videos, but oh well, it's a pastime. I feel like to an extent people like to do people that have like regular channels, or regular to an extent. They have their regular channel, then they have their gaming channel. So I'm just predicting whether this lorry is going to go. Crossover anyway. Yeah, unpredictable. Never mind. Turning round. Doesn't matter. So, oh, they've stopped. Never mind. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. But I suppose that I didn't know that Gacha Life existed at the time. Or in fact, Gacha Life itself didn't exist. It was this. I mean, at one point I heard Nasib say that Gacha Studio existed since 2011, which I'm not sure if it did or not. I don't have anything to back that up. Well, it is interesting how old and antiquated it looks compared to the recent releases. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell. Speaking of hard to tell, one of the lights going to change on this street. I mean, look, red and red. What's that about? Okay, so they're off. I thought it was just a Liverpool thing, where you end up with red on all corners. And you think, well, you know what? Just leave it on green for the pedestrians a bit longer than 10 seconds, because trust me, there are some octogenarians out there that can't get across the road in 10 seconds. It's not that. There's not that cavernous gap. No, cavernous is the wrong word. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm walking on the edge of. I can't even show you. I was balancing on that. It's the treacherous path here. The realm of careless drivers. except for the fact that they're not around here anymore. It's a narrow gap. But yeah, that's the rest of the week. It has just been, you know, just writing, and obviously doing that big massive review that people are asking, why did I do a review on such an old mini movie? My right shoe, no, it's fine. Right shoe, told you. But yeah, if people are doing, if why did I do a review that was an hour long on a mini movie that isn't even relevant anymore? Well, first of all, that mini movie keeps on getting millions of views. Like every time I look at it, it's gone from 4 million, 5 million, 6 million. So it's got something to it. But I suppose in a way, I don't know. But no, it's because that's the mini movie that inspired me to start reviewing gachas all the way back when I first saw it last year. It's a weird thing to think about, but absolutely it's the truth. That I was inspired by that one. I filmed that review months ago, and because it ended up being so long, I delayed it for all the reasons that you can guess, and eventually published it. True what they say, you know, your work hours don't always reflect in the popularity of the video, but it doesn't matter, because it's out there. That's what counts. Here's the uphill part. But yeah, so yeah, probably the next, I have a bunch of sources, like an old playlist of sources that I actually put there. I even asked certain people if I could review the videos, and they said yes, and live streams and such. So I've got plenty to cover. And also I did an impromptu review yesterday with a lot of people, including the voice actor for Nova in Taming the Bad Boy, who coincidentally has the username Nova. So that's quite fitting. 1 second. Letting a person go past. I'm perched in a very weird way right now with my knee, but still.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There we go. Oh, gives me a rest. I've done this uphill plenty of times, but not as many times as people who went to my college. I was there to do it all the time. This just shows you I have a well-reputed background of education, don't you know? It's not like that, but yeah, it is quite a well-respected sixth form that I went to. And so people travelled a lot. Train station's all the way back there. So yeah, every day people are walking up this place, which is why the dangerous driver problem was such a big issue. And still is. My grandmother was asking me today, actually, if how am I supposed to get into the college anymore? But I probably shouldn't elaborate on that. I have my way should I need to enter the place, and it is like they do have like public footpaths. I'm not just gonna trespass in my old school or anything. As much as I miss the place, I don't miss it that much. I'm not gonna pull a Maestri Season 3 and just break into the place. That would be incredibly strange. Not the strangest thing I've done, but there you go. Oh. Anything else? Ah yes, Pixelmon. Shiny said to me, why is Pixelmon left incomplete? I never said I was done with the series. There are several other episodes that were recorded. I just need a break from every day editing a Pixelmon video and uploading it. You know, Pixelmonth. It was too draining. So I took a break. And I'm still taking a break. I want to do other stuff in my own time. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Speaking of which, I've got to get back and got calls to make. And some theme songs to record. Maybe even a music video to edit. You never know. This is the variety, this is the good side of varied content. You know, you keep telling yourself, oh yeah, branding, such a great thing, you know. Establish one thing you're going to do. Well, clearly I'm doing slightly okay, at least in recent months, so I'll be fine. Branding or otherwise. So yeah, I guess on that note, I think that's everything for the week. So I'm going to sign out and say, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And on that note, until next time, farewell.